All right. What's happening, patrons? Patrons of mine and patrons of
Billy.
All right. This is unique. This is like a Patreon to Patreon show for my people and for your people, right?
Now they got you on record. I monthly pay for membership to your Patreon. Are you a member of mine?
No, I'm not. I was thinking about that before. And to tell you the truth, when I was thinking about you are a member and support me on Patreon. You don't have one of these, do you?
No.
Because if you're a patron, unlike what you supply to your people on your patrons, which is probably crumbs, my patrons actually get something.
Right. Is that what I do? I no, they get some.
I know you work hard on your page, man. You really do.
The hard goods is something I need to do more of, and a couple people left because I didn't give them the autographed Biohazard picture. I told them I would give them. I fucking had a stack, complete with Evan and everything, and I fucking misplaced it somewhere in the studio. Guys, my word, you'll get it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to do more hard. What about T-shirts? You do T-shirts?
Do I do T-shirts?
I'm going to do that.
It's no, first off, the book is free to all my patrons. So when at one point when we hang up or whatever, send me your address. I'll send you a book.
Of course.
I'll even sign it for you. But T-shirts are tough, man, because you print them up, and what I do offer my patrons is I have a box with all this like the odds and ends. Like the New York Hardcore Chronicles film T-shirt. I got 10 smalls and 5 mediums left. And I got a couple larges of the A7 one. So at this point, I say free to all my patrons. If you want to pay for the shipping and you're a smaller medium, there you go.
That's cool.
You got to massage these patrons.
I'm going to do that with some BillyBio merch. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it, man.
But the book that's a cool idea. Maybe I'll print up some Biohazard DFL fanzines.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember those, man. Those were cool.
Mama Hazard, rest in peace.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Guys,
all right,
so something cool. Go ahead, tell them, Jeff. Drew.
Yeah. So you have a record coming out, Leaders and Liars, on March 25th, right?
Yep.
And we're gonna delve into the video, Turn the Wounds, which you just released the other day, and let's watch it. We'll stop it. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down a little bit. And within that context, we'll talk about, all kinds of other stuff. All right.
Perfect. Sounds great.
All right. So here we go. Let me rewind it a little bit. So let me ask, where is this location right here?
Both these locations are Palmdale, and there are a few different areas around north of LA.
I see.
Sylmar and Palmdale.
I'm actually a little familiar with Palmdale. It's like, what is that, up on the 5?
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because this is crazy, bro. This whole thing, I've been working on this for over a year. COVID shut it down numerous times. I'll get into the details, but there's so much, you know how it is. But the labor of love.
Who are the actors?
So this dude, I think he caught COVID eventually, but there's a lot of crazy stories. A lot of this footage was shot a while back. I don't know. Phil, the guy I worked with on some of the video, who also did all the CGI stuff, He has all their names.
Okay, so you weren't around. This was like shot separately from your performance stuff.
This whole thing, kind of. Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't shoot at the same time, but because of the CGI, it took there was a lot of gaps in between. That's why it's been over a year or so.
Wow, a
The
year.
worst, yeah, there was footage I had. Well, because of COVID shut it down. It was a fucking clusterfuck. We had to push this. It was supposed to come out 3 weeks ago. There was some one last scene I wanted to do. The performance stuff, some things that I needed. I had filmed these scenes around my house, and just because I had to jump into as an editor because there was nobody that could do it. Everybody was fucking sick, so I had to push it back with the label. It was a nightmare. I released some stuff on Patreon about the video that I had to pull off and hold off, even the artwork. So make a long story short, it was funny because I have versions of the video with different scenes, me acting things out. So we had to reshoot stuff. And in the end, I just had to jump in as an editor and put it all together, which was fucking 3 weeks of hell. And I didn't finish it until the night before it was uploaded.
Wow.
Label was like, how come you're not sitting the video? And I was like, oh, there's a couple more changes. It was a fucking dude. You know how it is. You're a director.
I do know how it is, and I've, So all right, let's watch a little bit more, and we'll pay special attention to your editing prowess. Yeah, this is. I like when it. Now we're talking right here, bro. I like this.
So at this scene, this is at some kind of Con Ed thing, but I had to climb up this fucking wind-torn mountain of fucking gravel, and from far away. The idea was, I'm like, yeah, that could be cool. We get some slow motion shit. It's all about falling down, like the whole imagery. And there's a lot of shit I did to this, bro. I don't know if you catch, like things like the nurse's eyes moving and like she looks down and she blinks in time. My steps in time. All these small little things that add to the whole movement of the video.
Welcome to the world of editing, baby.
Yeah, a lot of people they don't pay attention to those details, but it's all the devil's in the details.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. So at this, I climbed up to the top of this giant fucking small little mountain of gravel, and it's all wind torn, so it looks like it's soft, but it was fucking hard as fuck with a little bit of dust on top of it. And with the wind blowing, so north of LA up by Castaic, there's so much fucking wind barreling through there. It was a great look. But I slipped and fell, and there's this scene I have. I smashed my head on this hard fucking granite, slid down, scraped up my hands, and it was a fucking nightmare. But I had to get up. It's all about the shot. Like when my tooth fell out for punishment. I wish I had a new start in a new place. I gotta the world.
Hey, how does the helicopters and all that, like how is that, like how's that worked into this? Like,
okay, so the meaning behind it.
Well, not the meaning, but how is it editing wise or shooting wise? How is it worked into it? Is it green screened? How do you do that?
No, I paid a lot of money, dude, to capture and fucking get a helicopter that fucking shoots off a fucking bomb. It's like the homemade fucking flamethrower we made for fucking Shades of Grey.
Oh man, hold on. I turned the volume off. Hold on.
There's a little. It's called scrub, bro. If you type the arrow back, it pulls you back to the frame before.
Oh boy. All right, go ahead.
Finally, I understand your world.
What were you editing on? What was your program?
I use Premiere Pro. This stuff was put together, I think, on for the graphics, either After Effects or Final Cut Pro. But obviously, like, we filmed the actor standing there, and then the CGI stuff was done separately and then put together. It's all, a lot of it has to do like this morning I'm working on a new video, and hi Mom, and I did a test. So a lot of it is just trial and error to see how it works. And for me, I'm working on like stationary camera to have multiple images of myself in the same frame, but it's trial and error. Just try to make it work. And
so there's a program, unbeknownst to me, and I'm sure there is, that you could take 2 shots. You can get these cameras into the sky on just on Premiere.
Well, I did this with another video where I was waterboarded, bro, on the last album, and it was the fucking worst fucking experience of my fucking life. I was taped down, and I had fucking fabric over my mouth, and my boy poured fucking water, and I was at a vertical angle, like 45 degrees.
Jesus.
I was like, holy shit, this is the big deal.
Yeah,
but
right.
In that video, I did took one camera shot. It was supposed to be a security camera, and I played this guy in a chair, this chair, and I was like, and then I also played the military guy in an interrogation scene, and I did it in the other room. But it's a stationary camera, so you meld the fucking the 2 shots together, and you don't see the scene because it's stationary. And if the lighting doesn't,
No, I've never done that, bro. I've never done what you're talking about.
If the lighting stays the same, that's it. It's just the double exposure. Nothing changes.
I see.
And then
you know what? You're doing big things on Adobe Premiere, bro. I'm still sitting here like a friggin' caveman.
Bro, you made some of the most iconic videos of the 90s and early 2000s. So,
well, I will say that those videos that we did, that I produced, Punishment, Shades of Grey, Tales from the Hard Side, and After Forever, Paris Mayhew is the one that really sat in the edit room, had the patience. And back then it was very different. Back then you had an editor that was pushing buttons, and you sat in the back and said, and I remember he used to do this to this guy, Mitch Brody. Wait, and I actually have a picture. Wait, I got a picture. Hold on, let me see.
I remember Mitch. And also your brother too as a DP. Like, there was a lot of, it takes a village. But Paris, I do. We always talk, because I don't talk to Paris enough. Like I talk to you, and he doesn't get the credit. I think I should give him more credit, but than I have.
There you go, Mitch Brody. That's him at the console right there. And he would sit with Paris for like 12 hours, and like, I'd come in, I'd look at it in stages and kind of give my opinion, whatever. But like, Paris would sit there. Can I see it with one more frame? Can I see it with one less frame? Can I see it? Let me see it again with one more. And like, I'd be like, you guys want lunch? I'll order lunch. But
hey, I got my girl coming over. She's bringing some friends. Check this out.
Yeah. And let me just go ahead.
One of the things that has changed immensely in my life was I watched where I spent my money, and of a lot of it, the things where I was like, where are the budgets going? They're going on things that I don't know how to do. So I learned how to do graphic design. That way I can make all these things. Then social media started taking off, so I learned how to use apps, and first it was iMovie to make cool little interesting things. And then I got more and more in depth with it. I started directing more, started editing more of my last record. And this time it was just all me, working with Phil Hartman on the CGI and directing. And also my boy, Digital Ninja, Juan Melendez, helped me out with the DP stuff. So it's like you find out things that you're good at, and you just keep embracing and being open to new ways and just learning. And there's always some fucking 13-year-old kid on YouTube that can help you, show you a way to do it. What I want to start by saying was, I quickly found that in Premiere, there's a lot of parallels between audio editing and digital film editing. It's the same thing. We were talking earlier. Having rhythm is important. Right. Knowing that there's crossfades, there's dissolves, all these things that you could do on audio, you could do in video.
Yeah, you had the background working on what's the equivalent? Pro Tools? Is that? Yeah, right. But that's the equivalent to Adobe Premiere is Adobe Pro Tools. Is that right?
It's Avid Pro Tools. Yeah.
Avid Pro Tools. So
Yeah.
so you have that experience doing that. Of course, it transfers. You know, it equates to working. You know, on the edit system.
Yeah,
It's not foreign.
We're all artists. No, not at all. I learned it really quickly. My boy Juan, my digital ninja, helped me out with some questions that I had. Like there's some critical mistakes that you can make if you film in one rate, you know, frame rate.
Oh yeah.
You know, all these different things, sizes, because this video is put together in different frame rates. The CGI was a different quality, so we had to downgrade from.
That's a problem when you shoot at different frame rates. That can be fucking problematic. It's a fucking nightmare, man. Yeah.
There's always ways around it, and you're just like our music, bro. You've been around my whole career. It's like you spend all this money making these great sounding fucking things, so somebody can listen to it on your fucking these little headphones or your computer. So you and eventually this masterpiece that's in 4K, it's going to be on YouTube. Or it's going to be on your fucking Instagram account. You know,
right? You guys were the first people that I was exposed to that left the studio with a cassette and we drove around in the car and listened to it. Like first with the logic of if it sounds good in the car, it's going to sound good. And I remember we would leave A&M or whatever with a cassette and we'd fucking drive around in the rental car and fucking listen to the shit, right?
Yeah. Here's another cool thing. Let me show you that.
Watch, he's gonna pull out a cassette of his latest record. Oh,
find it. It's like boombox. So I have a boombox.
Oh yeah, the boom. Yeah.
And the boombox would sit right here in the studio, and I would run the sound system because nobody has fucking $3,000 speakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody. Even these are fucking $1,000. Those things are $500. Nobody has those.
Yeah, yeah.
And headphones, which I listen to, it's important. My car, all these different things, just like, but the difference with video, if it looks good, it looks good.
Yeah.
But it comes down to my good friend, one of my favorite directors and producers I ever worked with, Drew Stone, taught me a long time ago. It's about the money shot. And what changed from back then when we first met was there was budgets. It was crazy the money that would be spent on videos, because a lot of it was on film, which was super expensive and hard to work with.
Yeah.
But what's changed is the budgets are smaller. So you have to have an idea. That idea now becomes your money shot. If you have a good thing going on, like the first video I released, it was one camera. I shot the fucking thing on my fucking iPhone. It was just a cool idea. After I was like, cool, let's stop it. And I wrote up these things about each character, each person that was in the video, what they were doing.
That's the video with that you did with Toby? Toby's on the track.
Yeah, it's called One Life to Live.
Yeah, hold on. I think
when I was a kid was a fucking soap opera, and I thought of the name myself, and then somebody wrote, "Oh, like the soap opera," and I'm like, "Holy shit, it's the soap opera from my mother used to watch when I was a kid."
Here's just let's just reference it a second. Now you're talking about. I turned the volume down on it, but this was all shot. You shot all this on your iPhone?
Yeah, one camera shot, dude. It was fucking awesome. That's my homegirl. She's Brazilian. That's my boy Nate I work with. So a lot of friends, and my daughter's in this. A lot of tattoo artists I'm tight with, and it's a real snapshot of a fucking party that was really happening, and it just shows a grinding day in the life of a youth who lives life for the day.
Great.
Yep,
it's great. And now we're veering off into this other video, but this is, you set all this up, all this going on, so you could go from scene to scene to scene.
Yeah, of course, with Antoine and my boy Vincent from Yard of Blondes.
Because this is involved, man.
Yeah, it's fuck. That's my daughter right there.
Is that right? Isabella?
Isabella.
Right on.
That's my drummer. That's my girl Holly.
That's great.
Big blonde.
That's cool. And of course this text. Did you put on this text in post production?
No, so oh yeah, I should have mentioned her. No, I came up with the idea, wrote it all, put it
I
in.
see.
I worked with my girl, Gabby in Brazil, who did a lot of help. She helped me
I
out a lot.
see. This was a cool video, man. All shot on your iPhone.
All shot on my iPhone. I should get Apple to fucking give me some love.
Well, you know they have killer lenses for those for those iPhones now. They got
Yeah.
lenses that you like people shooting people like my new film is doing the film festival circuit, and
Yeah.
there's like films that are shot entirely on an iPhone.
It's
Like with I think there's an adapter and the lens.
Yeah.
Like you could shoot a whole friggin' film. They have a whole category iPhone films. It's crazy.
I should submit this video, that video on there.
What's that?
I should submit that video.
Yeah.
Yep.
We used to say another thing about videos and the videos that we did back in the day. We used to have a saying, flavors make videos.
That's the money shot I'm talking about. Yep.
Yeah. And that's and what comes to mind is Tales from the Hard Side. Flavors make videos, and we had this and we had that, different flavors. Flavors make videos. That was our line. That was our line back then. Flavors make videos. But you did mention something about editing, and it's amazing how many people I see, excuse me, send me videos to check out, and I'm nice. Hey, yeah, it's cool, whatever. But it blows my mind how many people just don't get it. And what the way I see it, a big part of it is editing is like mathematics. It's mathematics. We're musicians. It's boom, back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And to me, editing was always, a lot of cutting on the beat and that kind of stuff. 1, 2, 3, cut. 1, 2, cut. 1, 2, 3, cut. And amazing how many people just don't really get even that. Though that's the basic thing. You're doing music. It's just it's mathematics, and cutting on the beat just.
Yeah, I had a problem with one guy I worked with who had shitty rhythm, and I was like, dude, the cuts are off. He goes, oh, it's got to be maybe it's the connection. Maybe download it again, and it was never fixed. So I had to go sit with him, and I realized that was the issue. But the other interesting thing I found is that with the frame rates, there's only so much you can get in, and I'm very with audio and work being a producer. That it's precise. When I know that transient, that drum kick is here on the 1, I want it cut on the 1.
That's
but with
right.
frame rates, you get close, but never perfect.
Yeah.
And you kind of just got to step back and say, well, that's the difference between visual.
Well, you also learn, and I have certainly, to actually you make the cut actually like a hair.
Yeah.
Just so because I mean,
your eye is not going to catch up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll keep it in. I realize that it takes that hair for the human sort of mind to, so you do it a hair early and it drops in properly,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm sorry, that's the cool thing with Adobe Premiere. It's like you can take a frame out, put a frame in, and it's it's easy.
It makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how what we used to fucking do. We're talking about those old videos, and we showed Mitch Brody just so if anybody watching there, anybody watching out there, what we used to have to do is that first you have to go out and buy. We shoot in 16 millimeter film. We go out and buy the film, cans of film, which cost, I think I remember back then it was 100. I mean, a 400-foot load was like, I don't know. For some reason, I remember it was like $108 or something or more. No, but then you need how many fucking, right? You need 10 fucking loads, so, but anyway, so you shoot on 16 and you let's say you shoot 10 cans of film, 10 400-foot rolls of film. Someone mentioned this the other day to me. The thing is, you could do all the shooting. You still have no idea what it's going to look like if it came out, if there's a hair in the gate, if it looks like shit. Nowadays everyone's like, oh, point, shoot, look at it. Let's do this. Let's do that. We would spend, a day or two shooting and then just hope and pray to God that, we would take the film to the lab and they would develop it, right? They would fucking develop it. Then we would have to do a film to tape transfer, where they would take which is a whole nother cost, expensive. You sit in the transfer room, and from the film, it gets transferred to 3/4 inch video and 1 inch and let's say 1 inch video. And we would edit on the 3/4 inch video, and we would make what's known as an EDL, an edit decision list. Yeah. And then on the 3/4, and all those numbers, and I don't even know how it wasn't even, it was computer back then or whatever, an EDL list. And then you edit the whole video on 3/4, and then all those numbers would transfer to the 1 inch, and then the corresponding cuts would be made on the 1 inch video. Yeah. You know? And
same thing in the audio world, bro. You watch us come up and record on analog. It took forever. You would do a take. You'd sing your verse, and you'd say, "Oh, let me do it one more time." And the guy would have to fucking press rewind. The tape would go. It would. Sometimes you were trying to sing something that was shorter than it took to rewind to do it again. And every time you do it, it degrades the tape a little bit. So when it switched to digital, and I watched it come up from Urban Discipline to where we are now, you can do things in fractions of time. It's just you got to embrace the technology and the advancement of.
I remember, maybe it's a valid memory, because I think Deluxe mentioned something about it. But I seem to remember being in the studio in doing State of the World Address when the Pro Tools thing was coming in, and Ed Stasian was at the helm, and we do all this shit, and they would have to render for the evening. We would we'd leave overnight, and the fucking thing would take 8 hours rendering, and then we come in the next day in the morning and listen to it, and it wasn't exactly what you wanted, and we'd have to go. It's like, that's why they used to call it slow tools. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't State of the World Address. I think that was on.
I remember. I have that memory though.
New World Disorder. New World Disorder. But
okay.
So just take it back even further. When on the first record, I did all those samples on cassette. Yeah, I laid it in that way. So it was like
on the Maze record or on Urban Discipline. The Maze record.
Maze record. Then when we went to Urban Discipline, I made all those intros in another room. We were at Chung King, and it was Pro Tools was called. I think it was called Sound Tools. It was a stereo editing.
Wow.
Digital editing. So it would take you. It would take me to do a small little cut of changing. I remember doing the Punishment intro.
Yeah,
doing
that Dolph Lundgren Punishment, right? Help me, God. Yeah,
The Godfather.
My father told me many things. Right.
Yeah, because my father taught me many things.
Right.
In this room, I took out. I remember, and I closed the gap.
I see.
But that shit. The craziest one was the Warriors, because I pulled it all together and made it quicker.
What was it? What was that? Across the Tracks?
That's on Wrong Side of the Tracks. Yeah.
Wrong Side of the Tracks.
So that shit, it took fucking hours for literally a 3 second, 5 second little edit.
Yeah.
And we stand on the shoulders of giants. Have you ever heard that saying?
Sure, of course.
So the guys, basically, it's like some dude invents something fucking dope, but the guy after him takes that invention and invents something else that's even doper. So we're fucking 1,000 layer into digital world of fucking audio and video and film that changes the game. That's why my son and I watched what was that? One of the greatest it's a 3-hour epic film about space.
Give me a clue. I'm the film guy. Give me a clue.
All these famous actors. Matt Damon's in it.
The Martian?
Interstellar.
Interstellar. I've never seen it.
Yeah. What?
Interstellar?
I think so. Yeah.
Matt Damon when he's stranded on Mars and by himself. That one?
It was before that. 2014.
I don't know that. I don't know this one.
Let me think. Right. Sci-fi.
I do not know.
All right. So, anyways, Interstellar. This movie. You never saw this?
No. I'll look it. I'll write it down. It'll give me. Hold on. No, I do not know this film. You recommend it?
Bro, fucking awesome. Amazing. Anyways, but my son was telling me,
Hey, can I recommend a movie to you?
of course.
Sorcerer.
All right.
Sorcerer with Roy Scheider. Sorcerer.
Oh, Roy, not really.
Roy Scheider. It's an old movie. The same guy that directed The Exorcist directed it. It's the film he did right after The Exorcist. It's a very interesting, odd, disturbing film. It's called Sorcerer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
We're reading the Yellowstone now. That Yellowstone's fucking killer.
Yellowstone?
Yeah.
We just watched The Witcher. Me and the Princess of Darkness. Did you watch that?
I was gonna say, this is all related. No, not yet. But the Sorcerer and the Witcher.
Right.
Did you have Christian on?
What's that?
Did you have Christian on?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Did he? So did he tell you about where he is? He's on a farm in Texas.
Well, no, I haven't had him on. We did the show. The fucking guy. All we wanted to talk about was carp fishing.
Yeah. Bro, he's such a talented dude. But anyways,
no, I gotta give it up. He has an incredible passion for carp fishing.
Yeah, he does, and he takes people out like fucking huge stars. He takes out.
You see the videos that they shoot, the quality of those like
they call it wrangling, I think.
Something amazing like with the friggin', the what do you call it? Yeah.
All right.
Hey, you know what? We should watch some more of this video. Hold on. Let me get the volume back up. You're flashing me back here, bro. What this shot when you're walking, right? I had a flashback, bro. I had a flashback to Punishment, Tales of the Here Comes Billy into the lens, the walking shot. Remember you guys pioneered that. The hands in the like this flashed me back right here. Yeah, buddy. Woo!
Go back a little bit. This is hard. So I had to color code and get these to match. That's and not flattering.
Which step? What are you talking about?
It's the camo guy. But that nurse was so hot. Is so hot. So I'm probably gonna get canceled.
The burning baby is cool.
Yeah, it's all about burning babies these days.
And you know what? And what about this animation here? This stuff.
Phil, my boy Phil Hartman is fucking killer on CGI. It's all CGI.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
it's
killer.
obvious.
Yeah,
those are the skulls of all my enemies.
and give us and the background here on the wraith on the horse. And
so here's the thing, and maybe you don't want to go too deep in this, but I'd like to talk about it.
Go deep. Let's go deep enough.
The song is a Turn the Wounds. It's kind of obvious on a personal level, dealing with turning a lot of fucked up things that you've been through, experiences that you had, and trying to find a better way to gain something positive out of those, otherwise destroying to the weak. So I try to, rather than have my shit that I've been through eat me up, I want to turn it into something good. Sure. On a social level, we're dealing with a fucking crazy manipulated social attack from media, of people infighting between left and right and vaxxed and unvaxxed and fucking religion and science. All this craziness that keeps us fighting amongst each other. I posted something, Facebook and Instagram shut me down for 2 weeks with all this bullshit. All I said was government, dividing us and since the dawn of time. It's the truth. It's
that put up a flag on Facebook?
Not a flag. They shut me down. I couldn't post to Biohazard, Powerflo, or BillyBio.
For how long?
Like, are you fucking kidding me? And they gave me this excuse that, it's because we need a verification of your address. I'm like, bullshit. You did it after that post, you fucking liars.
How long were you blocked for?
It was about a week.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then it took 2 weeks for me to get the special code to upload my address, which they wanted me to verify with a notary republic. A notary public. Yeah, bro. And you know what? Fucking scumbag, your stock went down the fucking tubes all the past 2 days. Zuckerman, you're fucking shitting your pants because TikTok's beating your ass. Fuck you, pussy. Yeah. Anyways, so
go on.
On a social level, that shit is we're fighting amongst our friends, just discussing between science and religion, or are you vaxxed? Are you unvaxxed? Fuck this, all the blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, all this bullshit is going on that now they're saying that the pandemic lockdown did nothing to really curtail, that. So the visuals behind it take on the social side of what I was saying with the song, and there's a lot of dualities going on between dark and light. The guy and the horse, the nurse. My mother was a nurse. I have nothing but respect to the nurses. The nurses and the first responders are getting crucified because they choose not to get a vaccine, so they're getting fired. So there's a lot of things involved with this. The great thing about it is that I thought Google would shut me down on my YouTube because I want to promote it a little bit, but they choose what can be promoted and what can't be. So I got the green light. Hopefully it holds. But I thought that was pretty cool. The cool thing about YouTube though is that fucking, who runs YouTube Music? Leor Cohen.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Leor Cohen, guys, was along with Scott Koenig, rest in peace, and Russell Simmons, they had Rush Artist Management. Scott Koenig, which I did some special, both Drew and I did some special episodes about him. The three of them, Scott was our day-to-day guy and our confidant, but Russell and Leor took care of the bigger picture, and Leor Cohen went on to they had Def Jam together. Leor went on to run labels from Warner to
Universal, right?
Yeah, and then now he's running YouTube Music. So
wow, Big Ted. Hey, you know what I got?
People like that, dude. They don't fall down; they fall up.
Leor Cohen's a superstar. You know what I have? You'll get a kick out of this. I got this in the mail the other day. Some of Scott Koenig's sneakers.
He had a collection, man.
That dude, at his funeral, people were speaking, and I said, I spoke up at his service. I said, I always said that when I come back in the next life, I want to come back as a size 13. So remember, he had a mountain of sneakers. It was like halfway up the ceiling in his apartment. I got, someone that was involved on that end sent me a couple pairs of his sneakers, and that's cool. Yeah.
So, I got to give it that, Scott. Yeah, I wish Scott. Like we spoke the night before he passed, and I think I was the last family member to talk to him. But he was very curious. He always talked about you more than he talked about himself, and he was super psyched about what I was doing. It helped me out and helped guide me a lot with the first BillyBio record, and I was psyched to share with him this record. And it would have been a great. But I think he looks down on us and watches what we've all, with his help and guidance, he's still there.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it wasn't for him. I mean, he was a big part of the whole thing back then. And
I wish I could have been there for the funeral in New York, but we did something here at the Rainbow. And one of the most common things I kept hearing over and over again was, Scott helped me. And then everybody felt it's like everybody kept saying that. Scott got me this job. Scott helped me he introduced me to this person, which led to this. It was filled with people Scott touched and helped and guided. Scott was a giving dude and never asked for anything in return.
He was there for the great ride, man, that you guys had. He was there. I remember, very vividly, the glory ride, and Scott was right there, and it was a very special time that we'll all cherish. Hey, what tell us a little bit about this release and the background on it a little bit. You know, how many songs, who's on it, you know, who's putting it out?
15 songs, some special guests. It comes out. The art was done by my boy LaCrue Eyebrows, a New York cat I've known for years. Great street artist. Check him out on his artwork is fucking awesome. We tried to work together a couple times over the past, but this seemed to pull together great. I sent him a couple songs, told him about my ideas. We went back and forth, and it seemed to hit. There's some heavy imagery in this, something different for me. The last record, and most of my stuff was blatant and bold and strong. This is in a different way, bold and strong, but it can take some.
This is different. Definitely a little different for you, bro.
Yep.
Different is good.
Oh, we also have. I didn't make black vinyl. We made a lot of vinyl. There's no black. And the gold vinyl is so fucking awesome. But we did a limited edition run of these. There's I think 150 of these lithograph prints on canvas of this artwork. It's fucking badass.
Nice. Let us continue in our quest with this video. We turn the volume up. You know, you did a good job editing it, man. You did. I mean, it's not easy to do, but I also know you as a very detail-oriented, meticulous guy who I'm sure sat in front of that friggin' computer like it just obsessed over. So and which 3
weeks.
You know,
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, bro. My wife, I was doing a studio right here. And then she's like, come on, you're done working. I'm going to bring my computer home. But listen, if you see me, if I'm working in the editing bay I have at home, I'm not there. Don't talk to me. She goes, don't come home and tell me not to talk to you. I'm like, yeah. All right. So I hours fucking, you know, there was days when I'd get up at 7 a.m. and edit through 3 a.m. But a lot of it was because I was learning different techniques and I apply what I do with music to the visual. And there's probably easier ways to do it, but setting my markers on the beats was important. The breakdowns from the quarter notes to the half notes and whole notes.
It's all mathematics, right?
Yeah. I had my footage laid out. So all the nurse footage was on one.
Right.
All the camo guy was on another. All the CGI, the demon, I call them Demon Knight. Yeah. All the bed scenes. And then excuse me. And then whenever you like what we call it a pothole, whenever there's a spot that's like a dead spot, you always have that go-to, like, okay, the night goes in there, right? Or like there's always like what I call it is filling potholes. After you sort of get all the, you know, there's always a couple of dead spots and you got to fill those potholes. And it's always good to have something that isn't in sync, something that's just like storyline or whatever that's, you know, in sync, that you could drop it and fill the potholes, right? You know, it was another tricky thing, an idea came up, and I'm sure people have done this. I'm sure I didn't invent it, but there was some scenes that were like some of the CGI footage was slow motion, and then it would cut to me with a line, but it wasn't in slow motion, so we didn't film at 120, and so I could drop it down with sped up music. But so I would go to speed control and I would drop it a little bit, maybe 80%, 70%, and see if it would work. And you slowed it down while you were doing in post after. Okay. And then I would slide it because it was all synced up. But then I would cut you know, whatever how many frames I had, and I would slide it. So and I would fake it. So at least I get the dramatic thing, but my mouth would lie.
But a lot of times you get like maybe the first word or the first thing, and that's what the human eye goes to. And then before it totally falls out, you make the next cut.
Exactly. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, roll back. Let me tell you about this shot.
Hold on, let me get it back a little bit.
There's a
which one? There's no sound on, so tell me when to pause.
Pause. Go ahead, play it from there, but let me talk.
Go ahead.
So when you play it there, there's a scene, right? Oh, I love that shot. Oh, that's the end of the video. You didn't go back. You played the end.
Hold on.
It's when the demon knight finally falls.
Oh yeah, that's back a little ways. Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Oh no, it's after this. All right, coming up this scene right here. So it turns me. Right here. All right. So coming up, I walk from right to left, camera screen, right?
Okay.
Camera's perspective. And then the nurse.
Oh, right, that?
Keep going. It's right after this. Wait, where is it? Right here. So see that, go back. So these 3 shots, I labored so intensely over this. Because I want
here, this right here.
Everybody's looking left and looking down. It's at him. And she's
there you go. There you go.
Bam.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of back and forth because like I deal a lot with duality in my music. My first record, a lot with Law and Order and street. So we grew up thugs, but I pay taxes and a mortgage. I want to make sure that my fucking neighborhood's safe. But I know the fucking thugs. I have a song called Sheepdog. Anyways, so this video I go back and forth a lot. There's left and right. And I find a lot of us as you get older, they say, well, let's not get into politics, but
hey, you know what? This isn't officially my show, so you can get into it a little bit. On my show, I wouldn't have it. But you want to espouse some politics to your patrons? Go ahead.
You know what? I do it in an artistic way.
Yeah.
Without alienating anybody or
yeah. My fear, with the politics, just with my show is I started my show as an alternative to the politics and to the pandemic. It was like I couldn't hear. I didn't want to see it anyway. Every time you turn the TV on, I said, I'm going to start a show and we're going to talk about music. And we're not going to talk about politics, and we're not going to talk about vaccine stuff. And was really in a lot of ways, I don't say the secret of the success of my show, but we don't get into that. And I also learned, and this has happened a couple of times, anytime I bring up politics or vax stuff, man, it turns into a friggin' nightmare with social media. They come at you from both sides. So I really make an effort to play it straight down the middle. My show's about music. Let's talk about music, but I don't want to get into, the Democrats, the Republicans, the vax, the unvax. That's not what my shit's about.
Like we rub elbows and are friends with the highest of high and the lowest of low. And we've seen everything in between. The funniest shit that happened with the fucking, with the pandemic was like, when Trump got in office, any Republicans that I knew, they didn't give a fuck who you voted for, but all my Democrat friends gave a fuck who you voted for. When the shit hit the fan, all my Democrat friends were the first ones to call me saying, hey, where do I get a gun? I'm like, you voted him out of California. Remember we had that big conversation? I told you one day you're going to need it. Now you need it. One of my friends said, you know what? My wife, Sharon, she was an archer in college. she just ordered from Amazon a bow and arrow. She goes, she's gonna take care of it. Like, bro, shit hits the fan. You come on my fucking pad. You're all good. Anyway.
New York's getting, where I live, New York is getting scary again, man. My girlfriend rides the train a lot, and she's had constantly being harassed right on my block here a couple days ago. Somebody, there's a rehab, not a drug rehab, like when someone has surgery and they have to rehab. Right on my block, around the corner, somebody coming out of the rehab that works there was basically mugged by two people. They broke the person's nose and stole their phone. This is on my block at 7 o'clock at night. Like, I live in the Upper West Side of Manhattan, man. It's like, it's really getting ugly here, man. It sucks.
This is, I don't mean this for this to sound cold, but old New York, we grew up when it was fucking ill. And that was the real New York. And then it became Disneyland, which was awesome. Giuliani cleaned up a lot. And September 11th, there's cameras everywhere. But now it's going back. It's like gentrification. But across
I hate when people sort of like wax poetic and lament about I miss the old days.
I miss the fucking porno fucking booths in fucking 42nd Street.
The good old days. Well, the good old days. And no disrespect to Roger and Agnostic Front. I know I miss the old New York. I know what they're saying. But people like, I miss it. But I don't miss the muggings, the crime, the scariness, the bullshit. People glorify shit, man. All these years ago.
I kind of case in point. To have the New York come back like that, because that's what it is. It's a crime. There's this girl, Lifesavers. It's fucking girl I used to know. She's a journalist, news reporter. I can't remember what station, but anyways, I follow her all the time, and she's constantly posting up all the crime that's happening and all the stories she's covering. And she'll go, and it's fucking insane to see it from afar, to see the home that you fucking loved and walk the streets of. It's going down the tubes quick. So I think a lot of people that say they miss the old New York, I'm like, no, not that New York. You know what I mean? I miss the Dodgers. I miss, shit that was fucking real. Like, I don't miss fucking having some dude come up on a platform out of the fucking tunnel and pointing a fucking 9mm in my face. I don't miss that shit.
Well, absolutely. And I'm not dissing anybody, but I'm here. I'm still living on this island. I'm still here. I still go in the subway. I actually live here still. So I got to deal with it. A lot of people that say I miss the old days don't even live in New York City anymore. Like Johnny Thunder says, you can't put your arms around a memory, right? And so hey, let's watch the end of the video with sound. Hold on. Don't let your actions be guided by fear. I gotta turn these wounds. Feed your faith in your fears will die. I gotta turn these wounds into wisdom. Right on. I like the white flash at the end, bro. You're getting good with your little dragon effects over, huh?
Can you scrub back like one frame to the end of the video? Hopefully it came out on YouTube.
Let me see. I gotta go all the way to the end. I see it goes to white. Is something after?
Yeah, there's like the last. I don't think it came across right there. There's a silhouette of the demon on the horse.
It's not picking it up.
Yeah, it is.
Who is this? Who is this actress?
I have it written down, dude. I just fucking text Bill. Hold on.
Got it.
Oh, Monica Olive. Thank you.
Yeah, she looks like a Monica.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
And Gregory Michael is the actor. The actor. I knew that. I had it written down, and I couldn't find it on my computer when you asked.
So what's next? Like what is the succession of events here with this release, and what do you want to see happen?
I have one more video I'm dropping at right before the album comes out. It's going to be beginning of March. I'm not even going to say the date because this one was supposed to come out 3 weeks ago. But
are you editing? Wait, are you editing the next one?
This one, I have somebody I'm talking to. There's an old friend of mine who I did a lot of great work with. I would love to work with him again. I don't know if I had the budget to fly him out, but anyways, so I have a bunch of ideas I was working on this morning before I did these bunch of interviews. But I don't know. I after this last video, I kind of want to step back because I'm so fucking busy with a bunch of shit. And it'd be nice to, but when you do that, you got to pay somebody. And I don't have I'd rather be able to save money and do more videos because I can spend the money on those videos rather than blowing all my load in one fucking shot, you know?
Is there, and
this
I know
one was expensive.
What's that?
This one was a pretty penny. The one I made before, One Life to Live, it was on my iPhone, you know?
Was that your house, your backyard?
No, it was my buddy's pad.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, and I can relate because, you know, it's all about delegating responsibility, you know, at a certain point. And sometimes it doesn't work out. You know, recently we were doing a video and we hired somebody and gave them the first payment and they did not deliver the goods. And we had to scrub the whole thing. You know, sometimes you win, you know, sometimes, you know, you win big time, and sometimes you crap out. You just have to keep marching on. You know. You
remember we had a song. Remember that song? I know you did. How It Is. We did work with this guy. I think his name was Darren Levette.
I think so. That was H Gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we shot a bunch of Caves from Lords of Brooklyn was this main character, and it was a big storyline behind the video. And we shot like for 2 days with him, all the B-roll footage.
Right.
And then the third day of the shoot, Sen was coming in. We shot at the gun range in Midtown Manhattan, where they shot Taxi Driver, where De Niro was practicing. So during that day, we got word that Cave's sister and mom had an accident and passed. It was and simultaneously, I think the next day, the director, there was a problem with the film, and he lost all the footage.
I remember this, and you guys had to go back in and redo do a whole different kind of concept, and that was
devastating. It was
devastating.
We did one shoot with some ice or something. I don't remember, but we basically lost 2/3 of the video because James was, you know, we couldn't reshoot with him because that was a devastating time and, you know, felt.
I didn't remember that there was a whole narrative with Caves that got scrubbed, you know.
Yeah, not scrubbed. We lost it. I mean, something happened with the film. I think, you know, that I remember you guys. You would take the film out of the case and put it in the reel in this big black bubbly thing.
Yeah, you have to. Well, first off, you take the film in the can and it goes into the little bubbly thing, the tent, with the magazine from the film, and the assistant cameraman has his hands in the bag, and he has to take the film out of the can and put it in the mag and spool it up and then close it, and then it comes out and you shoot it, and then when it comes out, it goes back in the bag, and you take the film out, you reverse the process, and you put it back, you know, into the can and tape it up. Light can't hit it.
Something happened, and for 2 days of shoots, it's not like it was one can.
Yeah, something that sounds epic and devastating. Like something like really fucked up, like in the camera or something, you know?
Yeah, and bro, the budgets back then, that was Warner Brothers. It was insane. That budget was fucking. You could buy a fucking house for that money.
I know. Hindsight is 20. You know, hindsight is whatever it is. But I always felt that that song, How It Is, potentially, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda been the video. I felt that the right video for you guys at that point would have really went to the next level. I always felt that song, you know, has that, you know, that could have been the over the top, here's the two things that happened were one I just explained. Mm-hmm. The other thing, which was probably more devastating, was Cypress Hill was coming out with an album, and the label had a marketing plan,
and
Right.
that video was going to be the third video of that record. But Columbia, I think, was the label for Cypress, called up and said, if you want to release that as a single, you got to do it now because we can't have it fucking with our release. So they had to switch game in the mid fucking flow, and we quickly make the video and drop it. So it threw, and then the devastating issue with the video, it all just seemed to fucking crash at the same time.
Was there? We did the first video. We did Tales from the Hard Side, and was that the second video? I think right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was only 2 videos from that record, right?
No, we did. Wait, sorry.
I think so.
No, we did
5 Blocks to the Subway.
Yeah, 5 Blocks. And who was? Oh, that was another dude. That was pretty cool. I like that one.
Yeah, that one's got. But Darren Levette did the Offspring video, right? He was the guy that Darren Levette did Come Out and Play, the Offspring video.
I think so. After.
Yeah.
He went on to do some other shit, but I remember.
Oh no, I'm looking right now. He did Beastie Boys, So What You Want.
No,
he did Bad Religion, Struck a Nerve.
I got it. So it's wrong. Darren Levette did 5 Blocks.
You're right. Darren Levette did 5. And who's and the other guy? H Gun. Who was that? I remember the other guy. Yeah, Darren Levette did 5 Blocks. Because now that you think about it, like the colorization and everything in it. Yeah. What was the other guy that did?
I can't look at it because my screen's on you.
Let me see.
You got another browser?
Yeah, bro. There's the video. Who the fuck directed it? God, here's all the videos. Howard is video director. It's right there. Remember that was H Gun, right?
Yes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah. But yeah. So listen, it's but I always felt that song and no disrespect, but I thought that the video should have been a little more light and sort of, instead of guns and all that. I thought that video had the ability to sort of, with the right video, could have broke through in a very big way. But I know you just explained the circumstances, and it just, and then I think there were guns in it. Wasn't there guns in it and all that? And I thought that
that was stuff that we had to put in after because we were lacking. It was guns getting loaded.
Yeah, I was like, but that was the song, man. That was a great song, man.
Yeah,
that whole record, man, is just great.
I think Columbine. When was Columbine?
Yeah, sometime around there. Yeah,
mid '90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right.
Anyways, this has been great, man. That's super unique.
Yeah, it's fun talking about this stuff.
We can do this for Punishment.
Yeah, we should do it for Punishment and Shades of Grey.
That's even more.
Listen, to me, Punishment is great. But when people ask me, the all-time, what are the ones that still resonate for me, the ones I was involved in, every time I still see Shades of Grey, I get fucking the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
Yeah.
That Shades of Grey, to me, sometimes you just capture the moment, the moment gets captured. And
we were a band for a lot longer than we were, and more comfortable with the songs and playing together. We were in the middle of a tour, and Punishment was fucking phenomenal. You can't touch that with a fucking stick. But
right.
Shades, we just seem more at ease in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It really, you guys were able to capture us really well, I think. I remember your brother, everybody was shaking the truck while we were filming with the lights. That was super unique and cool.
Here's a shot. I found this recently, actually, or somebody sent this to me. Here's a shot of you and me while shooting the Shades of Grey video at the live part of it. Look at this.
Wow.
That's at the Academy. That's like in a break during the filming. I think in your hand you got like lyric. I don't know what's in your hand, but yeah, that was actually on the set when we were filming. And then, of course, you remember this. I mean, we've talked about this before. Like I've put this up, but I so wish we shot more shots of this kind of stuff.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I mean, there's Drew Geritano, the special effects guy with the homemade flamethrower.
Dude, that's a great shot.
Yeah, you, Drew Geritano, you, Evan, Bobby, and me. Amazing. And then do I have another one? Oh yeah, then there's this, sure. And this is like, I wouldn't call this iconic, but it's getting pretty close these days. This is during the actual filming, and you could see Paris is on the left.
Right, yeah.
Holding the steady cam. That's Rat Bones up on.
Yep.
Huh? Yep.
Rat Bones right there, right in the camera. That's the shots in the video.
Right. And then you see towards the right, the guy in the blue shirt, the bouncer facing us. If you look over his head, you see me with the other camera, you know, with my arm up like this, and you see Minus and Sonny from Onyx.
Yep.
Yep.
I know. It was funny. This is not during Slam. This was Shades of Grey.
Yeah, right.
I remember those guys, they hung around. That's fucking awesome.
Remember how freaked out they were at first when they came up to the dressing room? And it was like
wearing vests. They were wearing vests. Remember that?
Like, yeah, they were like,
yeah,
gotta give them credit. Gotta give them credit. They fucking jumped in though. They gotta give them credit.
Yep. I still talk to those guys. Sticky's fucking badass.
Yeah, they're still doing their thing. All right, man. So that was great. And let's keep in touch. And we'll get this up. And I want to thank all my patrons for supporting me and the show. And I'm sure, you know, Billy.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Buy my fucking record. That's all I want you to do. No, I'm kidding, guys. Hey, guys, serious. If we want to cross patrons, I got to say, Drew's Patreon is it's killer. Mine's a little different. But I think, Drew, you have, and I told you this personally, but you have created, it's like a TV show. It's so entertaining. Yeah. You're so good with the camera. My stuff is, I'm not a showman. Not that you're a showman. I mean as a compliment, but you're like a personality. You could very easily be a fucking VJ for Headbangers Ball. I like that my shit is more artistic in the sense that I show you the real in-depth. It's like I turn myself inside out. That's how I like to keep my patron. Like I keep you closer. And Drew is anyways. But check them both out, guys. Thanks for your time.
Well, it goes back to all those days. Remember when we were out on the road and we used to goof around? It's the Drew Stone Power half hour and all that. I still have all that stuff. So this has been unbeknownst to me, to a lot of me, and maybe for years, this has sort of been brewing. And then it was with the pandemic and then I launched the thing, and I'm very, very fortunate. And I really appreciate the people that support me, that love the show from all over the world and support me and enable me to do this, man, because it takes a lot of work to do what I do. It takes a lot of work to do, what you do. And even your situation, I know you've got, the wife, the kids, the mortgage, it's like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Hey, what happened with your daughter with Emerson College?
So she decided to, are we off the record?
No, we're still on, but we could talk. We don't have to, if we don't have to talk about it on the record.
No, my thing is I let her spread her wings on her terms. And I never like sharing pictures with her, and she used to bust my chops like, how come you don't post pictures of me? And I'm like, because every time I post a picture of you, you fucking get upset about it and you ask for approval. So I respect her privacy. And I never liked it when people knew about her business.
Yeah.
And
I understand
things.
I do the same. I never post pictures of Caleb and my person. So you're right. 100% right about that. I'm not that there's a big not that there's this separate, like this incredible separation, but in the world, this is me talking here. In the world that we live in with the social media and stuff, like my girlfriend says, how come you never post pictures of us? Because I don't want to expose you to the bullshit of people connecting you with me and then carrying on with you, and they can't get to me, they get to you. It's like, I don't want you to have to deal with the bullshit, honey,
I used to, Isabella and my daughter, my wife would come up to me and ask me, "Hey, who's this person? They're following me. They want me to follow them. And they send me messages." I'm like,
Rick to life, Rick to life. You're like, no.
But anyways, so
Yeah.
make a long story short, yeah. So I just let her do her thing, and she's an actor, and she's doing great. She decided to stay in LA, and it was way before, like about a month before the pandemic shut everything down. And my wife and I were like, "That's cool," because she wanted to go to Columbia, she wanted to go to Emerson, and we ended up letting her follow her heart, and she ended up making the right decision because a month later we shut down, and she was like, "Wow, that was pretty cool because who knows what's going to happen." I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah, good. I'm glad to hear. My
Caleb, he's done, right?
Excuse me.
He's done.
No, he's going to SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design,
Nice.
And he's doing really well down there. You know, he's a good kid, man. You know,
I know.
You know, I really attribute that to his mother, who raised him. You know, raised him really well when we split. And
she's a good woman.
Yeah, she's good, and he's done really well. I'm really, really, really proud of him. Really proud of him. So, all right, bro.
No pride like a parent.
Yeah. I love you, bro, and we'll talk soon, and I'll send you this for your patrons in a couple minutes.
Awesome, thanks, guys.
Take care.
Peace, everybody. Be safe.